back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field. As both teams made their way out of the tunnel, these folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in off a loss in the season opener, which doubled as the home opener.
And when you lose that way, at home, season opener, it almost feels like 2 losses. So it's a big fight to get yourselves ready to go to play the next week.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they come off a good win in the opener on the road, and they get a second road game here.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't really do them any favors, but if they can win here and get to 2-0 on the road, they could be well set up for the rest of the year.
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And a look here at their go-to guy under center.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some snacks.
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed out.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11.
Let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
He'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Time to look at the defensive starters for Green Bay. Currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
And that's a ranking that feels good, right? To be number 1 and be the top of your profession. But here's the problem. It's only week 1.
1 week, yeah.
Can they do it 15 more times? If so, then we really got something to talk about.
That's the challenge. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 yards through the air and a first down. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Two sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
All right, here we go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
It is hard in zone coverage to stop a curl route, because when they see it, they just try and find the open spot and sit down.
Yeah, we always talk about finding the soft spot in the zone. What's the key to doing that? How do you do it?
You have to read what the coverage is. Is it 2 deep? Is it 3 deep? Because then you know where the linebackers are going to drop, what spots in the field they naturally get to, and you find that open space, and then you're in sync with your quarterback. He should be reading the exact same thing, and they put the ball right on you.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Here we go now. Green.
They'll try to run with Carson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that'll make it 3rd and goal.
Here we go now.
They'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Trey Burton, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
Hey, they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed. And this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. But whatever they said appears to have worked. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the Red Rifle. From TCU, it's Andy Dalton.
A day one starter his rookie year. He also won a whole lot of games as well. First 5 years, the Bengals went to the playoffs each and every year. Continues to evolve as a quarterback, learning how to work around a running game, an offensive line, and receivers that continue to develop.
Go on the ball. On the ball.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. And right away he lost the football. But it looked like a Packer. Yeah, a Packer was able to get this back, and they'll indeed keep possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, The quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Dalton. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Oh, shifty.
Whoa.
And still fighting. A big play there on the catch and run. 53 yards. Well, a big play like that looks familiar, doesn't it? Like we saw a week ago, reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Nothing wrong with being explosive. Nothing wrong with being electric. Nothing wrong with carrying it over from the previous week off to a really, really hot start.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. Crosby with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
The numbers on the ground for Carson last week, 10 carries, 94 yards, and a score.
They look like a team that really scheme whatever. They've got a runner who finds yardage if you give him just a little bit of space.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They run it with Carson. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup. And now they've got a 3rd down and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
A gain of 20. Six on the 3rd down conversion.
Here we go. All right, here we go. Boom, land it.
And now a carry here for their fullback. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there's the pickup you want on first down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on first down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
Offense.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, 90.
Now it's Carson. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now let's go. 3-19.
This is Carson, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now let's go. Blue, 90.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Clay Matthews coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the confidence from last week carrying over to this week.
2 weeks in a row, and I have to admit, last week, I thought they were going to really struggle running the football. I thought that they had a real challenge on their hands, and they more than met it and created big-time openings that he just absolutely hurdled through. And they figured, why not? Let's carry it forward this week. Again, the same thing. All the blocking schemes are there. I think they've really done a great job. That B gap between the guard and the tackle has been there all game for them, and they continue to exploit it.
He's got it at the 15. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. It's a big play that time for the Packers. 58 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They go play action here on first down. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While he gets attended to, we'll step aside. Dalton throwing on second down. The quick slant caught. And he's brought down. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. So 3 plays, already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. A look now at the lineup defensively for Chicago. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
This Bears defense trying to hold on. This is 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, Griffin. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be hit as he releases it.
Ready in the first quarter, already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. A field goal would break the tie, but look at this. Instead, they're going to go for it on 4th and goal. Griffin keeps it, and he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. RG3, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6. Well, there was no secret there. They were in goal line formation. They wanted to pound it in on 4th and goal, and they did just that.
And how about the challenge? That's a challenge to the offensive line, which they eagerly accept. I haven't met a lineman yet that doesn't want to run the ball more than throw it because they get to fire out and really smack someone. And, boy, they got it done. I'm sure they were encouraging them on the sideline. Let's go. And let's run the ball as well. And they put it in for 6.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that makes the score 14-7. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. This fielded at the 2. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down.
Packer pressure, and down he goes.
Sack, baby. Sack.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. 8 yards on the run there, and that trims it to a 3rd and 11 coming up.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. But they've got a 3rd and inches coming up, trying to keep the chains moving. try and push the pile. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too.
Defense.
And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now they'll run it on the toss. A little juke. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. He had a great read there from his free safety position. And, Charles, you know with those guys, it's all about their eyes. They have to be laser-focused.
Yeah, I had to fake my way through it when I was playing, but now I can see exactly what they're doing. And on that play, he obviously had no presence to feel like he's being pushed for a pass. And without that, that allowed him to get up to the line of scrimmage and hold him to no gain. All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. And Crosby puts it through, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
This is taken near the 13. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to it.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Here's Carson. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They'll set up to throw. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Slow.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. It was the linebacker Leonard Floyd on the stop.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one,
and he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. They'll indeed go for it with Griffin. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And, boy, that means this next drive is going to start at the 3-yard line.
Green 39. Green 39.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears have cut it to within a score. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Going for the deep ball. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. And that one goes. Incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now 2nd down. Now Griffin. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Griffin. And that's incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Bears take over. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A huge play there for Chicago. 47 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
The evolution of Clay Matthews as a player, it's just one that they're going to end up writing books about. He didn't even start until his senior year at USC. He didn't start in high school. And now he's at all-pro level in the NFL. How about the play he just made there?
Yeah, he has certainly made a name for himself. William Clay Matthews III.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So that one will be accepted. The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 11.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Packers pick it up. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
9 yards is the pick up there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
first play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of them.
And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down.
Foul. Face mask. Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And past the 30 down to about the 27. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They go play action. Griffin. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. And, oh, Robert Griffin down. And with his history, you hope it's not the knee or the Achilles. But he's still on the ground. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Operating from the gun, Crosby. And the trick play doesn't work. Good reaction there defensively, and it'll be 4th down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Detroit! Detroit!
From the gun, Crosby. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Bears will get the football back. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right?
Allen Robinson, kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Rosas good with the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, a long touchdown pass into the end zone. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Passing game, but it would really behoove them to get this running game going more.
That's the identity most teams are seeking. Able to establish themselves, control the game by running it, have to touch it multiple times in order to have success in this game.
Yeah, as we say, that's right. As we say all the time, that sets up the passing game. I feel like a broken record with that.
Listen, we can be broken records all we want. Bottom line is, lather up that big horse and let him run.
Slow.
Now a play fake here on first down. Complete. Richardson has it.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. On 2nd down, Griffin. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Akeem Hicks in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, instead of 4th down after the incompletion, it'll be 1st down, roughing the passer.
Coaches love their defenses to be aggressive, but they want them to be smart as well. Have to leave the quarterback alone at a certain point.
Throwing now, Griffin on 1st down. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
The hit comes late. We saw it. There's your flag.
And we know that there's a guideline, right? Ball's gone. You get 1 step. If you're within 1 step of the quarterback, you can hit him as long as it's still done legally. But anything outside of that looks like an extra step was involved.
And an alley to run. Sheds off the tackle. Past the 20. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
Holding, offense.
Now, that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Now a handoff to Henry. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that one was over before it could get rolling. How about the D just knifing into the backfield and shutting that one down?
He hits Jermaine Curse. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A gain of 39 that time.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Off the play fake, here's Griffin. And his throw here is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Griffin. And that is incomplete.
So it looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
They'll try and throw for him with Griffin. This will be caught at about the 5. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. Well, that's the 4th time that they've tried to go for it on 4th down. They've only converted once, Charles.
And obviously not a good percentage. And if you're going to go for it on 4th down, you think that you've got the right play dialed up. You can't be stopped. Your momentum's going to keep going. But 1 for 4, that tells you that you need to look at things in a different way, and you need to tip your cap to the defense. They've done a great job.
So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break.
Now let's go. Green 39.
Back to throw. Caught out left side by Robinson. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. With a quick slant, good for 8 and a first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
On 1st down, they'll run it on the draw play. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Gun. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. This quarterback now 13 of 15 passing. That's good for 87%. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Burton. A nice little juke. Room to run inside the 40.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Robinson. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this. Or keeps it.
And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Green, 39.
He'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And the kick by Rosas is good. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. And in the second quarter, it's the Vikings who are out on top. Kirk Cousins has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head down to the Sunshine State to check on the Jaguars at home in Jacksonville. And this one going the visitors' way as the Texans have the lead in that one. Deshaun Watson has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last. We head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And that one all tied as they host the visiting Falcons. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Rosas now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked to...
And this will be caught at the 30 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Play action. It's Griffin. This is caught. A very solid gain of 27. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Flush to his right, and he whips that one incomplete there. Dez Bryant, the intended receiver, and now it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They go play action with Griffin. Escaping the pressure right. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And it's 3rd and short.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
On 3rd down, it's Rodgers. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Now Crosby for the point after. A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And that will tie us at 24. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Nothing separating these 2 teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you. Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. He'll look to throw, and incomplete on the deep ball.
Coverage was excellent downfield. I think he was more throwing that football away than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely, because everywhere you looked, they were covered.
Sometimes it's better to go ahead and be convinced that there's no place to fit in the football than to go ahead and force it and turn it into a bad play.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on 3rd down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. And taken right on the 3rd. Yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
Now Griffin on 1st down. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
On third down, Griffin going deep downfield for Ross. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers have moved out in front. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever. There it results in a touchdown. Crosby connects on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Crosby on now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Well, there was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The Bears on third down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be third and a mile.
Green 39.
They're going to look to throw, and that is incomplete.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. Avoids him at the 40. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over first and 10. Now the Packers get set to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Flushed out right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. On the give, this is their fullback. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
Give to the fullback on the dive. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And a big...
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. Taken from just outside the 30. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Robert Griffin III now gears up to lead this offense again. He is looking to help his team build their lead after trailing at halftime. They've got to like the spot they're in right now.
They have to love it, but as you and I both know, cliche alert coming here. You're only as good as your last possession. But I think that they like, as you said, the spot they're in and how confidently they're playing at this point.
But again, just a 1-possession lead, looking to expand that now. On second down, here's Henry. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On first down, Griffin. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. A good pickup there, a 22.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Just a yard, but that's all they needed, and by the slimmest of margins, it'll be first and goal. Trying to punch it in with Henry, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic first down.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now it's Griffin. Eluding the pressure right. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
They'll give it to him up the middle. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Fourth down. Here's RG3. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Derrick Henry, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Packers add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Crosby with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the result, a Green Bay score. Crosby on now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, here we go. 3-19!
They'll begin the drive with Carson. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing, often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll try and run with their fullback. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Excellent work on the run back there. 33 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard.
Offense.
And let's listen in on the call. So we'll get the penalty all sorted out when we get back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the 4th quarter. On 2nd down, here's Griffin. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Richardson. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
To throw is RG3. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy, because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43.
Set! Green, 39!
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on 2nd down, and that leads to a tough 3rd down call. Back to throw here. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Kyle Fuller. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah,
then with the Eagles.
That's right. He's then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct.
Offense.
So that'll back him up 5. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Now let's go. 3, 9.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Robinson. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
False start. Offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Now let's go. Blue landing.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. On the right side, this is Miller. A good pick up there of 20 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out.
Offense.
And that'll set them back 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Here we go now. 3, 9.
They'll look to throw here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. And the situation changes a bit now. 1st and goal from back at the 10.
Here we go now. Blue landing.
They'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Detroit! Detroit! Now let's go! 3-19!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal.
Now let's go! Boom, landed!
And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out.
False start, offense.
A bad time for a false start penalty as they're backed up now for 3rd and goal.
Hurry up, here we go! Green 39! Green 39!
They'll set up a throw. And he's going to go down again.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal. Now brings up a decision on 4th down.
Now Aldrich Rosas for the field goal attempt. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. And Rosas puts this one through. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to look deep down the field. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, that wasn't a completion, but it wasn't a sack either. So the good takeaway, able to extend the life of the play. Normally, you would think he'd just take off and run downfield. He was trying to find an open receiver, unable to do so.
Flush to his right. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A big hitter there. A 1st down gain of 26 yards.
Our eyes and attention are on the fullback. Big-time carry, big yardage. But how about the guys up front, the offensive line? A lot of people think they may have to block it differently for the fullback to get big yardage. They really don't. Because he's big, strong, and powerful, a lot of times he makes his own way. They may not have to block as hard.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Terrific coverage in the end zone that time. Forced him out of the pocket to his right. I thought maybe try and run it there, but no one came open for him. Nice job by the defense.
Touchdown, Packers! Jermaine Kearse, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it.
And he'll be taken down. And for the moment, a big loss, but we do have a penalty marker to attend to.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side, but for lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm. They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
They give him 13. Yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Hurry up, here we go! Boom, landed!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now back to throw. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So the roughing the passer penalty, 15 yards, and Charles, the defender, needs to know to stop there.
We've been talking about it for years. You essentially get one step after the quarterback throws his pass. Anything close to that or beyond that, you're going to get flagged.
They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call.
Holding, offense.
So he was holding from that left tackle position. Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
All right, here we go. Boom!
got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out.
False start, offense.
And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Now they'll run on the draw. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out.
False start, offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Wow, so wipe out the INT roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to you.
False start, offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Caught out left side by Robinson. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And they will take a knee here. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Green Bay, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions.